We wanted reality. We wanted to put the actors in real situations. I didn't want to do what like Hollywood used to do.
다크나이트하고 오펜하이머는 영웅의 고뇌를, 인셉션과 인터스텔라는 홈커밍, 다시 돌아오는 얘기를 다뤘다고 생각을 하고, 덩케르트 같은 경우는 전쟁의 흉터를 집중적으로 다루셨다고 생각을 하는데, 이번에 오디세이는 이 모든 걸 다 담은 궁극의 이야기다라는 생각이 들었거든요. 제가 제대로 본 게 맞을까요?
I would very much agree. When I came to look at the Odyssey again, I was very surprised to find not just Interstellar, even the Dark Knight trilogy and Tenet and the films. There are so many themes and so many story models that have been important to me in my whole career that come from this foundational text. And I found that exciting. That gave me confidence that I knew how to take on this story.
The gods told you.
Then I defied the gods.
Action!
Shooting on locations, we're moving countries every couple of weeks.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this.
I mean, every location we went to, I would get there and I'd just start laughing. Go like, who thought you should shoot a movie here?
Help me go home.
To a filmmaker, that's a tremendous opportunity. That gives you the chance to do something you haven't done before.
I don't have to pretend like I'm on a boat. I'm on the boat.
Keep us straight!
이 영화가 세상에 나와야 한다고 판단을 내린 이유가 있을까요?
Or to view computer graphics as something that could be done in an automated fashion by AI and all the rest. And
3, 2, 1, action!
Odysseus.
No one could stand between me and home.
Let's go!
that's great. I had the privilege of having a long conversation with Park Chan-wook.
We talked about on set when we were making the movie places we wanted to go, and this was the top of the list.
I was here just a couple of months ago, just for vacation with my daughter. I ate lots of Korean food, and then I might have dabbled in some skincare.
Very hot here, but there are so many different places to keep cool. And then I had the pleasure of trying the salt bread, which is extraordinary and absolutely wonderful.
I dragged Chris into Olive Young. Our son, his girlfriend is Korean American, and she gave us a long list of things we should do, including salt bread.
놀란감독 자리를 모셔서
One of the reasons I've wanted to come to Korea for a long time is years ago when we released Interstellar, we started seeing large numbers of people coming to see it in Korea. At that moment, I started wanting to come to Korea and meet people here and see what there was.
할리우드 영화판에서 고대 그리스 신화는 제작비 대비 좀 뭔가 위험 요소가 커서 좀 기피하기도 하거든요. 이 영화가 세상에 나와야 한다고 판단을 내린 이유가 있을까요?
I was very, very fortunate with my previous film, Oppenheimer. It was a very, very successful film. A lot of people around the world, including Korea, came to see it. And so, as a filmmaker, that gives you an opportunity to get a film made that might not otherwise get made. The Odyssey is the foundational myth of Western literature. Greek mythology is very interesting and exciting to generations of people over thousands of years. It had not been taken on as a modern movie. on the big IMAX screen and that kind of thing. And it lets you speak to the audience or take the audience on a journey that they haven't really got to experience in the cinema before. The 1950s and 60s, and even earlier in the 20s and 30s, they would take on classical civilization or ancient civilization and elevate it and sort of put it in this weird formal space. And that's not the poem that I read. When I read the Odyssey, you feel very connected with the people of that time, even though it's thousands of years ago. So I really wanted to make a film that would connect with a modern audience and would feel recognizable and relatable and relevant.
So much of that work on Interstellar.
End up thinking about things that are impossible. It's a profoundly moving.
The scale was so big to make it feel authentic for us on set, which then makes it feel more authentic for the audience in the theatre.
This is the reconstruction of an ancient Greek lyre.
This is a replica of an aulos. The original dates from between the 6th century and the 5th century BC.
세트나 프로덕션 디자인을 구성할 때 가장 신경 쓴 부분이 있었을까요?
Really, very little is known about this era archaeologically. So we started from the point of view of research, but it rapidly became clear that you have to invent, you have to indulge in intelligent speculation, but really you have to create an entire world that the audience can believe in. What materials were available at that time? How might they have been used? So when it comes to the boats, for example, we had to find a boat that we could use that seemed like it had the same hull structure, the same rigging and so forth as something that might have existed in the Bronze Age, because we actually wanted to go out on a real boat with the actors and be in real waves and everything. And so reality and a feeling of reality was sort of underlying everything that we did with every department. It's something I'd wanted to do since I first saw IMAX films at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago when I was a kid. I was really only about 16 years old, I think. And it's a desire I carried with me all this time.
오디세이이기 때문에 아이맥스로 찍으신 건지, 이제 아이맥스로 영화 전편을 찍을 수 있는 여건이 됐기 때문에 오디세이가 그 영화로 선택이 된 건지가 좀 궁금하더라고요.
I think it's both of those things, really. From The Dark Knight onwards, I've been using this technology to shoot. And we've tried to use it more and more, but the limiting factor was always the noise of the cameras. It's a very large film format that gives you an incredible image, but it means a huge amount of film passing through the camera at any one time. With the Odyssey, it felt like if ever we were going to achieve this would be the film to push it forwards. This would really justify it because it is this grandest of stories. If ever we're going to do it, this is the film to do it. Is there some way you can find to silence the cameras? Is there some way you can let us be able to shoot actors in their more intimate scenes? And what they were able to do for us, in addition to building new cameras, they also were able to build this blimping system that we could put the camera into, and it would effectively silence the camera. And then we're able to shoot the intimate scenes with the actors, with the camera very close. It's still very big and cumbersome. It's still quite difficult to do. Whether we were using computer graphics, whether we were using puppetry or animatronics or whatever, it's all about human creativity, and it's all about working with people who are artists. So there's a point of view and there's a consistent point of view, and I'm able to collaborate with these teams of people to create something that feels consistent with the whole world of it. And that's what's always important to me. Yes, there's too much of a tendency today perhaps to take shortcuts in that, or to view computer graphics as something that can be done in an automated fashion by AI and all the rest. And what I'm interested in is using these tools with collaborators, with human creative artists. And that's when you get something that you can all be proud of and that you can all believe in and invest in.
그 괴물들과 싸우는 모습이 굉장히 인상적이었어요. 그냥 싸워서 이겨야 되는 대상이 아니라 인간의 약점을 공략하고 유혹하고 그렇게 다뤄진 것 같은데.
It's a good question. It's a very big question. And I think that the Odyssey suggests the dangers, the pitfalls, as you say, the things that we have to resist as human beings. By the end of the film, it becomes apparent that what we found that was extremely relevant to today from this ancient text, what's known as xenia. Back then, anytime you traveled, anytime you went anywhere, you were putting yourself at the mercy of strangers. So they had this code known as Zeus's law, where you have to respect other people and treat them as you would want to be treated, because they might be a god in disguise walking amongst us. And at first, when I came to the poem, that seemed like a very foreign idea because of its theological underpinning. But of course, the longer I worked on the film and the more I worked with the script and then in making the film, we realized that actually this is a very important principle that underlies civilization, this idea of mutual respect. And I think the film essentially tries to say on some level that we ignore that or we disrespect that at our peril.
이 시도를 또 다른 영화에서 또 해보실 생각이 있으신지 궁금하네요.
I would certainly be open to doing it again. I mean, we found many solutions to the problems, but really it depends on what story you're trying to tell and how you want to tell it. What I'm really excited to do is see what other filmmakers might do with it. You know, now that technology exists and you know they see that it's an option for them, maybe someone will be inspired. So what I'm really excited to see is if some other filmmaker, perhaps a younger, newer filmmaker, maybe tell a whole story that way, the way we have on the Odyssey. He asked me what I was doing next, and he asked me, I said I didn't know because I don't. But he said, I'm sure you'll take a holiday and take a rest. But you shouldn't do that for too long because I want you to make another film. Which frankly just made me feel very, very tired.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
My dad is coming home.
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know.
When we look at the literature of the past, too often we sort of put it on a pedestal and we treat it with too much reverence in a way. I dove in really with the specific ambition of trying to bring one of the great adventure stories to a modern audience. The reason the poem has sustained interest all this time is because a lot of what it deals with are universal truths. They're just things that are as relevant and important to us today as they were 3,000 years ago.
I've never seen a group pushed as hard. I've also never been on a film set where I was entirely sure that every single person there was exactly where they wanted to be. It was joyful just precisely because it was so hard.
I wasn't expecting to see it on this scale. It was just how intimate Chris makes his set. It feels like you're shooting an independent film.
The Odyssey is a massive story. That's a really exciting challenge to take on. In a way, my answer to what's the message of the film is the experience of the film itself.
As a filmmaker, where do you think you are today in your own Odyssey?
That's a hard question to answer because for me, the discipline is always to concentrate on one film at a time. And so I try not to view each film I do as part of a wider body of work or part of a journey that I'm on. I try to just look at the film in isolation. In general, I have to make films for an audience member who doesn't care who directed the film. They just care about the story. I think it's really important to remember that we've made a film for people who know nothing about the Odyssey and have no interest in the Odyssey. We wanted to make the most entertaining film possible. So what I really want for Korean audiences or for fans of my other films to just come and be open to having a really great time at the movies and really enjoying being on this adventure with Odysseus.